Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you the complete revamp and updated version of Netherhost and how to set up your server, purchase, just everything you need to know. So first thing you want to do is just go to netherhost.cc and then you can go ahead and log in or sign up. So we'll just go and sign up here. You can select a personal or business account. I'll just go with a regular account here. And then you can enter your email address, and then you want to enter your password. Then you can go ahead and create your account. Alright, so this is the main overview section. So there's a bunch of different things here. Your very first is your recent servers. So just going to show you your last servers that you configured. You're going to have your documentation just over on the side here. So this is released just a few days ago. So we got all the different things you need to know about Netherhost and how to use it. And then you're also going to have a bunch of common questions. So like giving yourself op and the server, for instance, removing the op, and like all of these things here. So all your questions to be answered. And then you're going to have your Discord below that. So you can connect your Discord account and you'll actually receive 5% off all future invoices. So very nice thing that you should definitely do. And then below that, you're also going to have just a little checklist of getting started. So we want you to verify your email, connect Discord, enable two-factor authentication, and then also purchasing your first server. And then on the other side here is going to be the latest updates. So we just have a few updates here showing you, but you also have all of your different updates that we've had. So we can just sort of go through this checklist here. So we're just going to verify our email first. So we just got one sent to our email. So it's just going to look like this here. We can just copy this link and then we can paste it in. And then now our account is verified. So you can see here, it's verified here. And then it's also verified in the settings. And then connect Discord. We don't have to do this right now. Same with two-factor authentication, but I'll just walk you through it real quick. So all you want to do is click Start Setup, enter in your password, and then you just want to scan this QR code using an authenticator app, and then you can just enter the code here. It's going to give you some extra codes for backup, and it's really that easy. Now whenever you log in, you're going to have to enter a code from your phone. Alright, and the thing we can do now is purchasing your server. So we can either click purchase your first server at the bottom here or click on purchase. So we're just going to click here as it's going to apply a coupon code for us. So you can see at the bottom it just says it was saved. So now we want to select our plan. So 6 gigabytes is recommended here, 8 gigabytes is the most popular. So we're just going to go for the 8 gigabytes here. And then we can change our billing cycle. So we have monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, and annually. So you're going to get a discount if you choose a longer billing cycle. So we'll just stick with monthly here. And then you have your server location. So we have Florida, New York, Poland, and Singapore. So I'll just stick with Florida as well. And then you can also purchase a dedicated IP. So this is if you wanted the 25565 default port for Java or 19132 for Bedrock. You can select how many you want here, and we'll just stick with none for now. And then we can click continue after confirming the details here. And then it's going to add us to the cart, and then the promotion code for welcome was also applied. And then we can either check out with PayPal, Stripe, or with our account balance. So I'm going to go and use an account balance, and the way we can add this is if we go back to our dashboard here, and our cart is also saved in the top right. We can then go to billing and invoices, and then here we have our account balance, which we can also click in the top right here. This will take us to the same page. We can then add a balance, and then we can enter an amount. So we're just going to add in $8. And then we can either continue with Stripe or PayPal. So I will go do that real quick. Alright, so I just added the $8 there. So you can see we have that in our account balance. And then it also shows in our cart now that we can check out with the account balance. So we can go ahead and click checkout, and it's just going to process the payment, and that's going to take us to our server list now. So clicking just on the main section here is going to take us to our panel. And then this is where we can log in with our same details that we created on the main website. But before we do that, all we want to do is click on our little settings here, and I can just go over some of the different information. So in the top left, we can edit to change the server name, which is also going to update on the panel. And then just under your summary tab, you can manage on Nether Panel. So it's just going to take you to the same link as before. Under statistics, it's going to show you the server info. So you see we have 3 cores, 8 gigabytes, and 40 gigabytes of disk there. And then we can also click view monitor, which will take us to the second thing here. And then below that, we have billing and auto renewal. So this is where we can enable auto renewal. This is just going to take out the balance from your account balance and pay the server automatically. So you don't even have to worry about it every month. And then below that is the billing details. So this is where we see the billing cycle, which is monthly. We have our due date, which is August 17th. And then it's just going to let us know what we're going to be paying. So our next invoice is going to be $7.99. And then we can also change our billing cycle, just like that. And then we can select if we want the quarterly, semi-annually, and annually. And then this is going to give us that discount as well. And then just under monitor, so this is going to be a monitor for your server, just going to show you your RAM usage, CPU, player counts, all of that good stuff. This is currently not available on a lot of your accounts just because we're rolling it out slowly. So if this is what it looks like, you sadly don't have access to that. And then under system, this is where you can reinstall your server if there's any issues with it. We typically suggest doing this through the panel, but you can of course still do it through here. And then you can also cancel the server if you'd like. If you click here, you can either cancel at the end of the billing period, so you're going to keep it until August 17th, or if you want, you can cancel it immediately and then you can get refunded a partial amount of it, and that'll go back to your account balance. And then the very last is just going to be change plan, which is where you can upgrade or downgrade your plan based off of your needs. So right now we're at the 8 gigabytes, just letting us know by the current plan here. And then we can downgrade, so if we wanted to go to the 4 gigabytes, for instance, this is actually going to refund us to our account balance, and then it's going to change all of the resources. And then we can also upgrade, so let's go to the 16 gigabytes, and then it's just going to give us the difference that we need to pay. And then all we have to do is either check out through PayPal, Stripe, or our account balance. And then yeah, that is going to be the main Netherhost website. And then now let's move over to the panel. So if we go and select our server here, we can go ahead and just start it up. And then this is just going to let us know that a software hasn't been set. So all we have to do is go to the versions tab, and then if we're wanting Bedrock or a different game, we can change the egg directly. So we'll just go ahead and stop the server now, and it's just going to let us know to reinstall. And if we go over to to versions here, this is where we can browse and select a specific version. So let's just install paper. So we're going to click browse, and then we can select the version that we want. So you got all of the latest Minecraft versions, and then also the build numbers if you want. We'll just go with the absolute latest, so 26.2. We click switch version, and then this is where we can select if we want keep existing files, or smart cleanup, or full cleanup. And then we can automatically accept the Minecraft EULA, and then we'll apply switch. So it's going to download the server jar, delete all the files, and upload it in. And there we go. So now it is starting up. So if we go back, you can see it's going to start it up for us. So this will take a little bit longer just because it's generating the worlds for the first time. And then after that, it's going to start up a lot quicker. Underneath the console, you can see we have our CPU, memory, disk, and then our server address. And then we have the CPU load, memory, and network as well below that. So our server started up. We can go ahead and join it with this IP if we wanted to, but we won't do that right now. We're just going to go through the different sections here. So under configuration for network, this is where we can create allocations, so extra ports to join the server. And then below that, you can also connect your own domain if you want to. And this is just going to give you the DNS records in order to do that. So it won't connect it for you. It's just going to be solely showing you how to. So if we did example.com for Minecraft Java, it's just going to tell you the records that you need to add in if that's on Cloudflare or your own domain registrar. Alright, so this is our startup page. So you have your startup command at the top here. So you can't change this manually. You will have to open a ticket on our Discord or email us and ask us what you want to change it to. And then below you have the Docker image, which is just the Java version that's going to run. So not to worry, it's all going to be automatic, so you don't really have to worry about that. And then below you have your server variables. So this is going to be for the different softwares that you select. So for paper, you're going to have the Minecraft version, the server jar file name, and then also the build number that you can edit. And then under versions, we already went over that. Under schedules, you can create a schedule if you want to run things at certain times. So if you wanted to restart the server every 2 hours, for instance, you can do it this way. And then under your settings, this is where you can also change the server name, the description, and then also an IP alias. We suggest not changing the IP alias as it will cause confusion, and this does not connect a domain to the server. And then under that you have the change egg. So this is if you wanted a different game or version that isn't on the versions tab. So you can see here we do have the other Java edition ones, but you also have Vanilla Bedrock, Pocket Mine, Hightail, Power Nugget X, and then also NeoForge. So those are a bunch of different ones that you can change to. All you have to do is select it, click change, and it's that easy. And then below that you have server information with the node, and then also the server ID. And then below general you have SFTP access. This is just going to be to transfer larger files directly into the server. So we only allow up to 1 gigabyte to upload files and folders. So if there's anything more than that, you're just gonna have to copy these details, or if you have a client installed on your computer, just click connect here. And then under macros, this is where you can run just one command in the console, and it's gonna run a bunch of other commands with it. And then lastly, under danger zone, this is where you can reinstall the server. So it's just going to stop the server, and then any configuration files like server.properties will be overwritten, and then some other files may be deleted. So this is just if your server is stuck and it's not starting up. Typically reinstalling it will fix this. And then below under management you have files. So this is where you can view and edit all of the files of your server. So you can add in plugins here, and then you also have like your server.properties, your spigot.yml, just everything here. And then under backups here, you can create a backup for the server. So if you lose any data or if the server gets griefed, you can just restore it here. And then under databases, this is where you can create a database to connect your server. If you have multiple servers and plugins like luck perms, or if you had a proxy and you wanted to connect something that way, this is where you can create one, and then it's all going to be through just one database. And then you're going to have subdomains here. So we just added this in. You got 4 different domains that you can choose from. So we have these 4 here, and then you can just enter whatever you would like. So we'll just do hypixel.nether.cc because why not? And then we can select the allocation, which is just this one here, create subdomain, and then it's literally that easy. So we can now join using this domain. And then under users, this is where we can invite other people to access our server here. So we can click add user, enter their email, and then you can just go through and let them do exactly what you want. And then lastly, you just have the activity. So this is going to show you all of the actions that have happened on the server. So you can see when we created the subdomain, when we read the file, started the server, renamed, just all of that. And then yeah, that is going to be the panel and how to use it. This is just the main fundamentals. All of this will be found on our documentation as well. So if you do have any issues, go to that first. And then if you're still having trouble, feel free to open a ticket on our Discord, or you can email us and then we'll get back to you.